Oh, we're going to call this the 6 stages of effective instruction. That's all I got. 6 stages. Hey, read this quote. I don't feel like reading this quote. Read this quote, then we'll get into the 6 stages of effective instruction. When we think about teaching mathematics, the key is to strengthen core instruction. Stop worrying about what are we going to do for intervention time? What are we going to do to supplement? What are we going to do? Focus on the core instruction. But before you focus on core instruction, you need 6 stages. You need 6 stages to take you through an effective lesson. The 6 stages of effective instruction are as follows. Stage 1, standard. Stage 2, student learning outcome. Stage 3, task selection. Stage 4, task implementation. Stage 5, task discourse. Stage 6, assessment. Now, as we think about these 6 stages, this is the whole... I almost started singing that song. He got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Alright, some of y'all didn't go to vacation Bible school. Anyways, first one, standards. Standards define what students should understand and be able to do in their study of mathematics. The standards are the standards are the standards are the standards are the standards. Whether you use Common Core or something just like the Common Core and change the name of it as some states who should remain nameless, the standards are the standards are the standards are the standards. They're not going anywhere. Stage 2, student learning outcome. To ensure that the discussion will be productive, teachers need to have clear learning goals for what they're trying to accomplish in the lesson. Think about what is the purpose of the lesson? What are you trying to accomplish? That's your student learning outcome. That's kind of where you unpack the standard. We get into a little bit specifically what are we trying to do. For example, the standard could be add, subtract, multiply, divide fractions. The student learning outcome, we may want to specifically focus on adding fractions. Okay. Stage 3, task selection. This is the most critical stage in the game because with task selection is what you're going to use to essentially do with your students. A mathematical task is defined as a mathematical problem or a set of problems that address a related mathematical idea of concept. There are 2 levels of tasks, low-level tasks, high-level tasks. Your low-level tasks are like your procedural type tasks, your multiplication, your facts. Your high-level tasks are procedures with connections where students are actually doing the mathematics. Easy trick to know if it's a low-level task or high-level task. If you have an iPhone, if you have Siri and she can solve the task, like if I say Siri, what's 2 plus 2? She just said 4. Oh, it's a low-level task. So that's what we call a low-level task. So you want to use high-level tasks with your students to engage them. The next phase, stage 4, is going to be your task implementation. Research has shown that implementation of instructional tasks, how they're enacted during instruction, has the most significant impacts on student learning. What does that mean? You got high-level tasks, low-level tasks. If you start off with a low-level task, it's not going to go high over the course of instruction. It's going to stay low. If you start high, it can go low or it can stay high. The reason tasks are so important is because tasks are not the same. They both may meet the standard, but they're going to engage students differently. They're going to have different levels of discussion. So we want to pick rich problem-solving tasks for students to work on. And then stage 5, task discourse. Engaging in a mathematical discussion following their work on an instructional task influences students' opportunities to engage in high-level thinking and reasoning. Discourse. How you gonna get kids talking? Stage 6, the assessment. The primary purpose is to gather data that supports the teaching and learning. That's it. Don't get convoluted in assessment, high stakes testing we gotta do. Man, we just need to see do these kids get it or not. If they don't, we need to intervene. So, gave you 6 stages of effective instruction. Stage 1, standard. Stage 2, student learning outcome. Stage 3, task selection, the most important stage. Stage 4, task implementation. Stage 5, task discourse. Stage 6, assessment. Now, let's actually go through these with the actual task. Should pop up on the screen. So, here's the standard. Apply and extend previous understandings of multiplication and division to multiply and divide fractions. Woo! Jumping on those fractions again. So student learning outcome, let's break it down. Students will construct a viable argument to defend their visual solution when multiplying fractions by fractions. See that? We took that big standard, broke it down. What are students going to do? They're multiplying fractions by fractions. And they need to construct a viable argument. I want to say this to a lot of people. Student learning outcomes, they're important. The goal is not to trick kids. You sitting there, you know you're multiplying fractions. This kid been adding these fractions for the past 30 minutes. Are you helping the kid productively persevere, or are you frustrating the kid? So come on, help them, man. The goal is to make them make sense of the beauty of mathematics, not just frustrate them. All right, task selection. This is the key part. So here's a task. I'm gonna give you even a couple of minutes to work on it. And do I got Jeopardy music? Yeah, I do got Jeopardy music. All right, let's go. You have 4/5 of a pizza left. If you give 5/8 of the leftover pizza to your brother, how much of a whole pizza will your brother get? Ooh, woo! Man, oh man, boy, oh boy. Work on this task. Solve using a visual model only. Be prepared to explain and justify. I'll give you a couple moments. Woo, man. With that task, I gave you a couple moments to work on it. So what I'm thinking, how I would work this thing, I got to keep it a high level task. I can't go in and say, all right, this is how you do it. I need to have discourse in the classroom. We're going to use that DCM. If you haven't listened to the prior tracks, DCM, what is it? The Dr. Childs method. Say it with me, the Dr. Childs method. Say it with me, the Dr. Childs method. So I pose that rich task to students to work on. I'm going to let them work on it individually. I'm going to do a turn and talk, that talk move. We're going to come back and talk about it. Done. 60 minutes, just like that. Engage students in the standard, had student learning outcome, gave them opportunity to have discourse in the classroom. We're done. Math is over. 60 minutes, one task. So if you're using 20, 30 tasks a lesson, invite me to your classroom, because there's no way you're going into depth. Now, I did that kind of quick. Obviously, we'll have a lot of discourse in regards to it. But it gives students the opportunity to truly engage in the task and make sense of it. Use visuals, if possible, use manipulatives, etc., etc. Lastly, I'm going to use an assessment rubric to grade it. I use the plus, check, smiley face, -0. You can change the number of levels depending upon your district. The key with this is it allows students to see exactly how they perform it on the task. No tricks. I just want to know how students are doing. I want them to accurately know how they're doing. I want their parents to know how they're doing, and let it align directly to your standardized assessment. If students are getting checks the entire year or pluses and they get a 0 on the end of your assessment or minus, you got some, issues with your grading. Be accurate with grading. Don't say, oh, I don't want to fail little Johnny. If little Johnny is not getting it and failing, let little Johnny fail. It's not being mean, it's just being accurate with his grades. We need to give accurate representation of the grades. The 6 stages of effective instruction ends with assessment. What does it start with? Let's say it with me. Standards, student learning outcome, task selection, task implementation, task discourse, and assessment. That's the 6 stages. Now, one of the big questions, where do you get these good tasks from? Upcoming track, I'm going to talk about them. But for now, the question of the day, where do you find good quality mathematics tasks? I'll give you some in the future track. That means you got to keep listening or tuning in or watching or however you consuming this. But where do you find good quality mathematics tasks? That's a new track coming soon. This has been your boy, Dr. Christopher J. Childs. I appreciate you for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe. Do something with it. Give me feedback. Let me know if this is working for you. Check me out on social media at drkchilds. Website www.christopherchilds.com. Why we always say www like it's gonna change one day? Like, I don't get that. I don't know. I'm out. Next track. See you later.